gender issue in Pakistan, but work-wise, and Pakistan is one of the lowest labor force participation of women in the labor force. So I think regional is in terms of social transformation and social policy, these issues of regional disparities and of gender are high up on the agenda, along with issues of prioritization, the guns and butter issue that need to be taken up.
What is it in the political system that induces our policymakers to continue to hold on to policy-making processes that are now known not to deliver? Jafri Sahab, you have been in government, and I think how does the government think?
I think that not enough sufficient study has been made on the trickle-down process, and these studies are definitely possible. Definitely possible, and even if 50, 60, 70 are done in different sectors, it could first of all show what actually happened instead of at this moment there is an assertion on one side that it does take place and an assertion on the other side that it doesn't take place. Now, the Bradford University had started a program in which they tried to show the trickle-down effect of development projects. So, all right, this is a development project. On the face of it, it looks as if it is going to benefit this, that, and the other. But where does the actual benefit go? And the results are very interesting. There was a college built in the frontier tribal areas. There were 3 students, 3 teachers. None of the students passed. So after 10 years, when the benefit was calculated, the only benefit was when the students got no benefit. The the teachers got benefit. Because 3 of them have been employed for 3 or 6 years. The real beneficiary was the contractor who had built the school. So you get very unexpected answers as to see how the benefits really percolate in the economy. I would think that you do need, and at that time I really believe that we should go in a big way, particularly for our development projects. So there can be a total disparity between the person who is supposed to benefit the agriculture, who is supposed to submit, and maybe the real beneficiary is the engineer, the irrigation engineer. So I think that this situation is, there are cases where trickle takes place, there are cases where it doesn't take place. And we should be able to find out broadly what are the areas where this is likely to take place and where it will not have any effect.
Perhaps because the trickle-down does not take place, every bout of growth leads to social dislocation, social upheaval.
No, I would say one is very clear where there are different sectors. Like you put in 1 crore of rupees in oil engineering, you partly get 2 or 3 jobs, and those will also be MSCs in physics and petrochemicals and so on. You put the same jobs, put the same amount of money in a carpet weaving factory, and you get a tremendous amount of jobs. So it is possible to work out. Of course, you can't direct investment solely on the basis of job creation, but you will know what is happening. And I think here the data is available, data can be made available, and it would be definitely helpful to decide, what kind of industry should be promoted, and if not to decide on that, to at least to know what is the extent of the development.
But is this a function of availability of data or knowledge or capacity, or more of a function of the political will of the planners?
It's a question of whether it is regarded worthwhile to investigate this. And all that you have to do, there's plenty of money available now, partly within the country and partly from outside. And there's no doubt that if you start a study, the funds funds, resources will be available, not from government so much, but from donor agencies and so on and so forth. And the expenditure involved is not tremendous. And you start with some samples, some smaller samples, find it, if it is useful, if it is helpful, then you expand it, and you go to different industries. I think that in my opinion, it would be very helpful.
I think I would like to carry this sustainability question a little longer. If Asad, you could.
First of all, on this notion of sustainability and trickled down, see, I mean, it's a truism, and this has been the experience, recent experience in a number of places, that what you experience in Pakistan is spurts of growth rather than long-term growth. So China grows in double digits for 15 years. And yes, poverty reduces and reduces significantly. Thailand, for the one country that I know a little bit about, reduced the population below the poverty line from 20 plus at the beginning of the 1980s to less than 9%. And apart from the East Asian crisis, period of 2 or 3 years, it has continuously grown. So what Pakistan has gone through is spurts of growth, and that is not surprising. This present growth regime is dependent on one breath of one individual, and it will all come crashing down, and then we will have to start on a new growth trajectory. And we all know that, the market knows that, and that is the reason that you don't have your local investors coming in and investing in Pakistan.
Because it's always a bubble which is created, and the bubble bursts very quickly.
And what you have right now, I mean, since 2001, we have had unprecedented levels of liquidity in this country. And where has that gone? It has gone into speculation. It has gone into asset price increases in the property market, as Haris pointed out. It went into the stock market. It has fueled inflation. There's hoarding of commodities that's going on across the board. One reason for high wheat prices is wheat hoarding. A number of other commodities are being hoarded, and that is where people are putting this excess liquidity to use. And there are other reasons why by the way, the investment this year, 2004-05, was lower than overall investment in fixed assets was lower in 2004-05 than 2003-04. One aspect is that. The other is its link with poverty reduction. That another trend that we see in this particular growth regime is that it is premised on higher capital intensity. It's high capital intensity, which means that for every job that is being created, a much higher level of capital is being employed. So whatever growth that you find is coming from the side of capital and not from the side of labor, and returns therefore go to capital. Then the other issue is that, as Haris pointed out so rightly, is inflation. So what high capital intensity and low levels of investment does is that job creation doesn't happen. This is where we live in the era of neoliberalism, and you see this in America also. I mean, this phenomenon of jobless growth that is taking place. So you have very high levels of unemployment. The government itself acknowledges that. But those who have jobs, their real wages are being eroded by high inflation. And now we